welcome to LaVon's Kitchen. What do you like to eat for dessert? Well, today we're in the kitchen cooking peach cobbler. Hey, that's one of my favorites. So let's get at it. You know me, I like to do things the quick and easy way. As long as it looks good and tastes delicious, that's all I need. Well, as you know, I used to own a catering company, so I cook in large quantities. Matter of fact, you can go out there and watch my video called Cooking in Large Quantities. So it's hard for me to tell you guys how to just cook a small one for your family, but you can take the recipes and do the math and make them smaller if you want. But I'm always cooking in large quantities. It's holiday time right now, so I'm about to cook in large quantities, but I'm still going to make it smaller because I'm going to just do 2 of them. So instead of that great big large pan, I'm going to do 2 of the half-size pans. And like I said, you know I like to do things easy and quick. So I'm not cutting up any peaches and all of that. I am going to use a can of peaches. This is that real big can. So this is what I'm going to use. So in my recipe, I use peaches, I use butter, vanilla. Let me do that again. Peaches, melted butter, vanilla, ground cinnamon, nutmeg, and some just granulated white sugar. I do not use pie crust made from scratch. If you've seen some of my other videos, such as my, which one? The sweet potato pie video, you'll know I don't do crust from scratch. I always use Pillsbury pie crust. If you gotta use a frozen pie crust, Pillsbury is the best. So I always use Pillsbury pie crust. So I'm gonna give you a couple secrets today on my cobbler. You know how people make their dumplings or whatever? I take the Pillsbury pie crust, use that for my dumplings, but I cook them first. Have you ever had a cobbler and you're in it and those dumplings are gooey, they're raw, they're just not good? I found a way to fix that. So what I do, I take the pie crust and I just bake it first. And then I'll crumble it up into my peaches. So let's see. Let's get started with this. So I've got 1 can of peaches and I'm going to try and divide them evenly. Half in this one, half in that one. That's good. Of course, I want to keep the juice in there because part of the best part of the cobbler is the juice. So we've got, and I'm not cooking this on top of the stove. Like I said, everything quick and easy. When you put it in the oven, what is it gonna do? It's going to cook. So I have a stick of butter. I'm gonna pour in this one. I got a stick of butter. I'm gonna pour in that one. There we go. It's melted, so that way it's a lot easier. I am going to add my cinnamon. You should have 1 teaspoon for each. Sometimes I'll use, if I'm doing the whole thing, I'll do 1.5 teaspoons if I'm doing it together. But if you want to just do the half ones, just 1 teaspoon. The vanilla, 1 teaspoon as well. You know I'm not using measuring spoons. You know we old cooks, we measure, we know what we're doing. So, but you can always use your measuring spoons, your measuring cups to make sure you have an accurate amount. Our nutmeg, you want 1/2 teaspoon of that. And if you want, just like in the sweet potato pie video, instead of using nutmeg, you can use ground ginger. Okay, so we have everything in here except for some sugar. Now the sugar I will measure. I am going to put 1 cup of sugar in each. It's just that easy. Let me get a spoon. I'm gonna stir this up. My peach cobbler is almost done. Look at that. Look at how easy that was. Look at how quick that was. It's almost done. All I have to do is put my dumplings in there. And remember what I told you I did with my dumplings? All I do is take some pie crust and bake it. Then I'm gonna crumble it up in here. That pie crust will soak up this juice. It'll soak up this flavor. It's gonna turn into a dumpling. Okay, so I have one for each. I'm gonna take the first one. It's just pie crust. I'm gonna take it. I want some big pieces now. See, just like a dumpling, you want some pieces to be big, but some of the crumbs will thicken up your cobbler. You know, some people don't like they like juice in a cobbler, but they don't want a watery cobbler. And that's me. I don't want a watery cobbler. I like that thick, juicy cobbler. I'm just gonna stir that up. And like I said, those crumbs. See those crumbs? There we go. Take those crumbs and put those in there. We're just gonna stir this up. Get everything nice and evenly distributed. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the next one. Okay, so now that those are all nice and stirred up together, we've got everything mixed. Look at this. Look at that juice. Look at that. You can see the seasonings and spices already in there. It looks crazy as far as my pie crust being in there, but you know what? It's gonna be delicious. Trust me on that one. Okay, so all we have to do now is make it pretty. You know, like I said, presentation is everything. And in Levon's Kitchen, we're all about presentation and taste and quickness. We've done the quick part. We've done the tasty part. Now we're gonna do the presentation. Although, I don't know how to do that lattice type thing, but we're gonna do something a little simpler. So again, I have my pie crust from Pillsbury. What I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna roll it out. Take a little bit of, flour. Put it on here. And take my pie crust. I just want to fan it out a little bit, so I'm going to just take this, put it on here, and roll it up. A handy dandy roller. That's good. We don't want it to be too thin. Let me get a knife so that we can cut it. A butter knife is fine, so we're going to cut it into strips. And these strips are what I'm going to use as my decoration. So, I'm going to try and do that lattice type thing. So as you can see for right now, I just have them going one way. And then I'm not gonna actually interloop them. I'm just going to lay some this way and then some that way. You'll see. Okay, so there we go. We've got one, we've got two. And I'm going to put these in the oven on 400 degrees for 45 minutes. That will allow all of the peaches to cook and all that butter and sugar and all the spices to marinate and marry, should I say, in there and all cook together, and for my pie crust to be done. So I'm going to throw these in the oven for right now. And we will be back. Well, welcome back. It's been 45 minutes, so we are going to take our cobblers out of the oven. Ooh, yes. Oh, Jesus, look at that. They're hot, but I want you to see them. Look at that. See the juice in there? They're juicy. There's a lot of crust in there. And we've got 2 of them. It's too hot to taste it right now. So I'm just going to cut a little piece, put it on a plate, let it cool for a minute. Let me get my plate. And let's see. Not really gonna cut it because it's not a cake, it's not a pie, so I got a big spoon. See, so when you put it in the oven, it cooks in the oven versus doing all of that cooking on top and then putting it in the oven and cooking it more. You don't want it to overcook. So I just put mine in the oven and just let everything cook then. So, look at this crust. You can see all the seasonings in there. Look at that. It's hot. You know me, I'm always putting hot food in my mouth and burning myself. You don't want to do that. Make sure you blow it or let it cool off. That's what we should do. Let it cool off. But I'm in a hurry because it smells so good and I just really want to taste it. Mmm. Yummy. That's my dance. It's sweet, it's buttery, the crust is delicious. Even though it's a Pillsbury pie crust, it's delicious. So, thank you guys for joining me on Yvonne's Kitchen. This is my peach cobbler. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can see all of my recipes, my desserts, my entrees, seafoods. I have them all. Make sure you check them out. See you next time in the kitchen. Bye.